Hey guys, it's Rusty Dave. I'm back one more time. Right here we have my most used ratchets of 2025. Not necessarily my favorite, but my most used. And I'm going to start out with half. I got quite a few 3/8 and a couple of quarters. But half inch, surprisingly, Craftsman V Series. The flex head, half inch, there's your part number, comfort grip. This ended up being my most used, half inch ratchet, the one I reach for the most because it's got decent length. It's long enough, but it's not too long, so I can get into most places. I should have brought some comparisons, excuse me, for head size, because this has a very compact head this way. It's a little fat this way, but I find that this side, this way matters more when I'm using a half inch. I don't know why, just because it just seems to. So yeah, it's a little thick, but that didn't bother me. These are non-serviceable, which is a bummer, but they do have a decent amount of back drag. I did soak mine in, I actually inadvertently dumped it in hot oil after an oil change, so I just let it sit in there for like an hour after I dumped it in. I was like, you know what, I'll let it soak in. Excuse me. And I think because of the heat, it really just penetrated good and it works great now. It's not a locking flex head, but this joint, I haven't had any issues with it loosening up yet. And like I said, we use it a lot. In the shop before I left, you can see all those scratches. This is the ratchet most people that would come to borrow a ratchet would borrow. This comfort grip, it's not bad. It's not the greatest, but I like it. I don't have a 3/8 or a quarter. I know that they say those are small. This is the half. Half feels pretty good. And then I like how it has this little bit of knurling here. I just like that little touch. I think the V Series tools are great tools. And like I said, this has been my go-to half-inch ratchet. Not necessarily my favorite. It's just been my go-to this year. Moving on, 3/8. I got a few here. This, for length, this Titan, I know it's only 36 tooth. It's either 36 or 34, I can't remember. But when you're looking for length, it doesn't usually, I mean, sometimes it does get in the way because it has a pretty high arc swing, but it's smooth. You say 36, you don't think it's that smooth. It does not have hardly any back drag. Most Titans have a bunch. This one, not so much. It does have kind of a big head, kind of thick, kind of wide. Your recessed, your lever here is recessed, which is nice. Same thing with the Craftsman, I forgot to mention, it is nice and recessed down in there. So that will not get in the way. And then with this, it is a flex head. It does have, you can tighten her up, but it's indexing. Some people will say semi-locking, I just say indexing. And it is a strong spring that holds it in there. So that's pretty nice. Haven't had any issues with that loosening up either or breaking. Comfort grip is fairly comfortable. It's not bad at all. I know a coworker has the same ratchet. He does a lot of oil changes and stuff with transmissions. His handle is falling apart a little bit because it is breaking down because of those chemicals. Mine, yeah, it's a little dirty. I should have cleaned it better, but no issues. The only thing I hate about these ratchets is when you buy them, there's a big old sticker right here. I don't know if you can see. I cleaned it. I used Goo Gone. I scraped it, and there's still remnants there. Biggest pet peeve I got about it. But this ratchet is great. You know, if you need to break something loose, you got the length. It's very strong, and then you can just get it off real quick that way. So lengthwise, this has been my go-to. I've actually used this when I should have been using something like this just because I didn't want to go back and get the same socket in half and a ratchet. Just throw that on there. Next is my Mac Tools 90 tooth. This is the Axis 90 Comfort Grip. We got your part number here, XR1390AFPA. And haven't had this guy for, maybe a few months now. But, I was using it quite a bit. Back drag isn't bad. I have been meaning to open it and see if I can lessen that back drag a little bit. You can see it is made in the USA. You can see it's a bit beat up because, like I said, I used it quite a bit. This is a good length. Like sometimes this is too big, and you can see the difference in head size. Well, not really until I put it close. This is still a pretty beefy head, and you can see it's quite a bit smaller than this. Look at that. Sorry about that. See, this head is quite a bit smaller than this one. And it is a flex head, but it's, again, non-locking. You can tighten it up, but it's tight enough. Excuse me. This guy I have used in some pretty tight areas, and it works pretty good. The grip, apparently with these Axis 90s, you either love it or you hate it. I don't mind it, but it's not like really comfort. It's a little too small. Too small, kind of gets, you can't quite wrap your fingers around it. But I found myself reaching for this one quite a bit after I bought it, not just because it was new, but because the length was pretty good. But it wasn't too much. Like this would be one of my main ratchets I would take with me, and then if I needed something bigger, I would go get that. Sorry about that. Like I said, I'm a little bit under the weather. Bear with me. And this is a Koken Z series. There you see Koken. There's your part number. Made in Japan. And this guy, everybody talks about the back drag. It is just as good as everybody says. Lowest back drag I've ever felt. I love this little pebbling here with the reverse switch. It's nice and recessed in. Pops up just a little bit. I didn't think I would like this grip. It's just kind of like a hard plastic, but it is slightly rubbery too. It has a little bit of grip. It's not bad. I like it. I do want to get more Koken ratchets because this comes in handy, and because of the length, I can get in smaller spaces. This thing has a tiny head compared to other ratchets. Look at that. And then even thickness, it's not too thick. And this guy, I've used in spaces where you can't get anything, longer. And I've wrenched on it hard. I thought I was, worried I was going to break it. And it's fine. No damage. It's working great. So I'm very happy with this purchase. This was probably one of my main ratchets. Like I said, I would take to the job would be like these two. This, if I'm doing any fender work, anything, like tighter access. And then, this would be my main ratchet. And then if I need anything bigger or smaller, I'd go back and get it. Speaking of smaller, this is my last 3/8 ratchet I have here. This is a Tecton. These are 90 tooth. You can see Tecton there. Nice recessed reverse lever. This thing is pretty smooth. I like it. I haven't opened this one up yet because I didn't have any issues with it, and it was good enough, so I didn't bother. The chrome on this is great. Look at that. You can see, like in the Capri, you can see some waviness, but in this guy, you don't get hardly any. Anyway, it's not because it looks great that it's here. It's because of the style. Like, it's nice and short. I think this is 5 inches, but it folds, and it doesn't fold just like this. Like, I had a gear wrench and it folded like that. That's annoying. That's stupid. Why would you do that? This folds all the way down. So it's like a palm ratchet, and it gives you meat to grab onto here, so you can really, put a little bit more torque on it than like a regular palm ratchet that's thin. So that's pretty nice. I really like how it folds up. But even then, if you have to use it non-folded, and this, as you can see, it's nice and tight, so you don't got to worry about it flopping around. And then you can kind of get your fingers out of the way when you're using it in tight areas. This is probably, I know I said that these are my most used ratchets. This is probably my favorite 3/8. I gotta say, just because of the versatility, and I could throw this in a pocket and use it for, pretty much anything I need, as long as I don't need a bunch of leverage on it. Great tool. And lastly, we're coming up to the 1/4 inchers. We have a Snap-on and a Craftsman. Now, why are these two my most reached for? Snap-on, I got a 3-piece set with one that's longer and one that's tiny, little stubby guy. I think it's about this long. You would think that'd be my most used one, but it is not. I reach for this one the most because it's not too long. I think it's 6 inches. It could be 7. Oops, I gotta clean that up. There we go. There is your part number. I don't know if you can read that. It is TL72. And then there you go, USA. Obviously, it's made in the USA. And this is a 72 tooth. All of Snap-on's, I believe all their 1/4 inch is 72 tooth. Buttery smooth. The only thing that comes close to that Tecton. Oh, that thing's nice. And this is small enough to where I can get in most places, inside fenders and things where I'm using a 1/4 inch. And but it has enough leverage to break it loose, and I'm not worried about this thing breaking. I've used it when I should have used a 3/8, when I should have used a longer 3/8. I've used this, and I actually put a I'm not gonna lie, I put a small pipe on here just to get, maybe like a 5-6 inch. It's part of a bottle jack, and I put it on there, and I've broken stuff loose. And this thing works great, no issues. This is my most used 1/4 inch. But then this head I know is pretty fat. But look at this, very thin. Let's see if I can do this. See how much thinner this is? That's why I have this one here, because this is I'm having loss for words right now. It's like tight access. It's it's so skinny this way. And I like, actually, I know none of the other ones are, this is a push button release. For 1/4 inch, I like. None of the other ones, I really like that. Because you can break a 3/8, you can break a half a lot easier. But 1/4 inch, you're not going to be wrenching on it that hard. I like the ability to just drop your socket down and pop another one on there. This one, it has a decent amount of back drag. I haven't opened it just because I haven't gotten around to it. Reverse lever is kind of, that's not too much in the way. Snap-on, yeah, it's kind of in the way, but it's their classic design. I don't mind it. This one either, I don't really mind it too much. It's fat, but it's narrow, and it's low access, so I use this one quite a bit, and I'm sorry about my camera work. I'm looking at the tools rather than looking through the camera. Anyway, these are my most used ratchets of 2025, and these two are probably my favorites in 3/8 and 1/4. Not that these aren't great ratchets. This is one of my favorites also. But these are just what I reached for the most and what came in handy the most. Most versatile, I would say. Anyway, thanks for watching. Rusty Dave out. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next year probably. All right.